What's up, everybody? It's your boy Mac over here on Red Zone, and this video I'm going to be talking about the 9 traits that women will love so you can get almost any woman you want, other than the ones that don't like you, particularly for certain instances. Let's get off into it. Hi. I was going to stop the video and then allow my intro to go, but since this is my other channel, this is for the Red Zone channel I have, I'm not going to stop it and include an intro because it's for the other channel. So, let's get off into it, you guys. The 9 traits. Alright? Now, these 9 traits equal completion for the system. Now, let me explain. It may sound crazy to you guys, but I watched a video earlier today with numbers. They say numbers and letters are related, right? And basically they said that everything is completed by numbers and letters. It's like the order of creation, right? And every creation has a 3, 6, and a 9 in it. So that means every system, anything that's ever been created has a 3, 6, or a 9 in it. Alright? So, that means if it depends on what size of the system, and it depends on if you want to go all the way to completion. 9 would be completion, which means it shows all the spectrums, right? So let me explain. The 9 traits that are most desirable by women, if you conclude all 3 examples, it will be 9 traits. Alright? So, let me get my notebook for you guys. That way I don't forget anything. Alright. So, the first 3 traits are the materialistic things. Alright? Which is called looks, money, and status. Those are the first 3 things. Alright? If you look really good, you know you're going to attract women. Or, a lot of people call these the Chads and the Tyrones in the dating community. Or, they're going to want you for money. Now, normally that could be a gold digger, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a gold digger. Because if you think about it like this, it makes sense. If a woman is really attractive, alright, we have something called the sexual marketplace. Or, a person will have something called SMV, which means their sexual market value. Alright? Everything in life is business, just so you know. So think about it. A rich man is equivalent to a really attractive woman, or what we like to call a dime, right? Those 2 things equal out. So a rich man and a dime would more than likely get together. She may be with him for the money, and he may be with her just so he have a dime on his arm. Alright? And then next is status. Status can go along with being rich. But it doesn't necessarily have to. Status can be anything that is of leadership quality or anything that just has to do with being well known. Alright? If you have the check mark on Instagram, you are someone who's considered high status. If you have 1 million followers on YouTube, that would be someone who has high status. If you are someone who is, let's say, the CEO of a company, you will have high status. Alright? The status makes you seem, well, it doesn't seem, it is. It makes you more important. Alright? It makes you someone who has clout, influence. Someone who's important in society. And a woman wants someone who's important in society because then by her being with him makes her important. Alright? She can get clout off your name. You see? So it works in her favor. And which I will say in her favor, we will get into the next 3 traits. Which is narcissism, manipulation, and crazy. Alright? Now, her getting clout off your name, that would be beneficial to her. Alright? Which would mean that she is being somewhat of a narcissist. Narcissists are self-absorbed people who believes in their own benefit, usually. Right? So, if women are narcissistic, right, they usually operate in the manner of logistics or opportunity. A woman normally isn't going to mess with you unless it's better for her, right? She's not going to get with a man who's ugly, has no money, and can do nothing for her. It doesn't make sense for her to do that, right? And that's not even a shot. That's not a negative thing. That's intelligent. That shows that she has a brain. Because if a woman got with a man who could do absolutely nothing for her, that woman is crazy. Right? I mean, I understand we live in a day and age of independent women, and I get that. But how is that beneficial to her? And vice versa. If a man got with a woman who didn't want to sleep with him on a regular basis, or didn't cook or clean, or didn't show him no affection, what purpose would she have for being there? Right? It sounds like common sense, right? But anyway, we'll get into the next one, the next trait, which is manipulation. Manipulation is something that someone can hold over you to get what they want. Manipulation usually comes in the form of when the woman and a man is in marriage through sex. I've always heard, I'm not married myself, so I can't speak on it personally, but I've heard stories constantly where the woman won't put out for the man anymore once they get married. That is a form of manipulation. That means that she's going to hold sex over your head to get what she wants, and then she'll ration you out sex whenever you complete your obligations. But also, I feel like only the men that are lazy in those relationships are the ones who don't get the sex. Because think about it. If a man is on his purpose, if he's working, like let's say he has a very big job, he's constantly working, he's in shape, he takes care of himself, he's constantly on the go, that woman is not going to be ready fast enough to tear his clothes off. I guarantee it. Whenever that man is home, she's going to probably be on him 24/7. I guarantee it. But normally also what I've heard is men get lazy once they get married. You can't do that either. You can't get in a relationship and then just drop off. When you get together, that should actually be the time you're working even harder to be the best person you can be, in my opinion. Man and woman. She should strive harder to be the successful, sexy wife, and he should be harder to be a hardworking, diligent man. They should be working equally hard together and constantly go up. That's just my opinion. But let me know what you guys think. Alright? The next we have psychopath. Alright? Now this is a trait because I also got this information from another video I watched. That women like what's called the dark 3 triad. Which is the dark 3 traits in people that for whatever reason proves to be successful and just a person that's on top of the world. The top CEOs and business owners and everything else in the world are usually the dark 3 triad, which is a narcissist, very manipulative, and psychopath. Alright? Basically, a psychopath is someone who doesn't have much empathy for others and are going to do whatever it takes to get what they want done. Alright? That's what a psychopath is. So if you're in their way, they're going to get you out their way. And that, in a way, dictates a very strong, diligent man, though. Because a man that will stop at nothing to get what he wants out of life, I imagine that was what women find attractive about a psychopathic man. Because he's not willing to stop no matter what to get what he wants out of life. And that, in a way, is the true essence of being a man. Because you're striving for what you want, no matter what the case. If you were, let's say, you need to lose 20 pounds in 2 weeks, you would be moving heaven and earth to try to get that done. If you were a psychopath. That's exactly what you would do. Alright? But let's move on to the next 3 traits. Alright? Give me one moment. Let me see. Hold on, you guys. Let me take a small intermission. I'm back. Sorry for that. I had to go check my notes to figure out what those last 3 things were. My mind went blank for a moment. Alright? Now here are the last 3 traits that will complete the whole 9 traits of what a woman would want. Alright? Here's the last 3. And you will see after these last 3 why it's a complete cycle and how women will find this type of man, if he has all 9 traits, attractive. Alright? Would want a wife, or would be ready to settle down and get married. What do women dream about when they become of age? When they're even little girls, they're playing house with their dolls, right? They dream about their marriage day. So, a man that was ready to settle down and get married someday is deemed attractive, right? Because ultimately, the woman wants to get married. Especially as she get older and older. Preferably, I imagine women would like to be married, but by the time they get around 24, 25. Because once they hit their 30s, they're for sure enough going to want to be married or something. Something's going to take place in the 30s for sure. But I imagine around the 24 to 25, if a woman's not in college or pursuing her own career to be that Miss Independent woman, she will be trying to settle down. That's what I imagine. All right. The next we have the children. A man that wants to have kids, because every man knows women's children are their heart, right? And most women wants to have children. So a man, if he didn't want to have kids, he would be deemed somewhat undesirable, especially if she's a woman who wants to have children, right? It just kind of makes sense. And then last but not least, what do women talk about the most? Men are the biggest dogs in history, right? So what would the dream man look like? A man who doesn't cheat. Or, put it better, would be a man who has the possibility of cheating, but doesn't. Let me explain that one. Because women are highly competitive with each other. That's why women don't really hang out with women. Women don't really care for other females' company. To them, everything between them is competition. Who's the prettiest girl? Who's the smartest girl? All that. They're very competitive with each other. That's why women go crazy and will try to kill you if they find out you've been with other women. They are very competitive with each other. And to find the fact out that you've messed around with another chick would make her go insane. Alright? Because they are so competitive with one another. So, these are the 9 traits, again, in recap, that determine the complete cycle of what a woman would want in a man. And if you have these 9 traits, you have the biggest access, in my opinion, to the biggest pool of women possible. Alright? And here they are again. Y'all can get a notebook, write it down, make some notes for yourself, do whatever you need to do to put this list together for yourself. And if you want the most women, strive to have these 9 traits. And I can't guarantee it myself, but I guarantee for you, if you strive for it and you really want it and you go out there and fight for it, you can have the biggest number of women you'd like to have. Alright? So, here are the 9 traits again. Looks, money, and status are the first 3. Let me put a small recap. You already know what looks are. It's your attractiveness. But preferably looks pertaining to things, women prefer a man that has a 6-pack and is 6 foot tall. Now, if you're shorter than 6 foot, height is something you can never change, right? That is something that's not in your control. So don't harp on it too much if you're not 6 foot tall. Alright? I'm only 5'6". I'm a relatively short guy. Or I'm tall as most of my women I've been with. Or all the women I've been with are a little bit taller, honestly. So, for me, height doesn't matter though. Because I'm not a big fat guy or anything like that. You know, I'm not just really bad out of shape. So, because I'm shorter, I have to fight harder to be in shape. Because that kind of balances out for me. Right? If I was short and fat, it wouldn't work out. And I guarantee you it wouldn't work out. Because when I was in school and I was short and fat, I got made fun of by the girls. They said I was ugly, blah, blah, blah. Water under the bridge now. But women don't like short, fat men, just so you know. And the ones that do get with women that are short and fat, they must be rich. Or have very, 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 very high levels of being funny. Alright, that's only equalizers for that. But anyway, next was money. You already know what money is. 6 figures or more preferably. Alright? Because if you can make enough money to where she wouldn't have to work or worry about working, to where her mind can just be freed up for whatever, better for her, better for you if you want her. Alright? Then status, I already talked on a lot on earlier, so I'm not going to harp on that again. Then narcissism, manipulation, and psychopath are the next 3. I already talked about narcissism. It's basically you're very self-absorbed. Most people are. Sad to say. Manipulation, you know, earlier I harped on that as well. And psychopath, I've already talked on that. And then the last 3 I just mentioned just a moment ago, which is you want a wifer, or you have the possibility of getting married, you want future children, and you have the possibility of cheating, but you don't cheat. Alright? Because, and also you guys, the whole competitive thing too, she knows if you are a man who has options, she's going to fight harder to be with you, right? If she knows you could go out and replace her in an instant, it's going to fight harder for her. It's going to make her want to fight harder for you to be with you, because she knows she can be easily replaced. Any person that knows they can be easily replaced is going to tread lightly around that person because they don't want to lose them, right? Everybody knows that. Like, for example. But yeah, you guys, that's it. That's all 9 traits for this video. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you gained something from it. It took me a minute to put these 9 traits together because I've been just constantly learning about the dating game. I mean, not that I necessarily need it, because I've always had I never really had issues with women after I started really dating like that. But it's just good to learn. Like, I just like to learn in general, so I like to put things together. I'm a Virgo, and anyone knows that a Virgo thinks a lot, and we're highly analytical people. We like to break it down, rebuild it, put it back down, rebuild it again, figure it all out from the ins and the outs. That's how we are. So I want to figure out the system on what is the perfect man to a woman. Why do they want these 9 traits? And I pretty much think I done figured out the whole system with these 9 traits right here, because it dignifies the completion of a creation. If you go watch a video, go Google it, just talk about numbers and letters, the meanings. Go find a couple of those videos that talk about that and how the scales are, and it's going to talk about how Rockefellers and all the people who made the banks and stuff in the very beginning, they made the banks and everything else. They gave their names through the numbers that dictated success. It's like a system they made. But anyway, go watch the video for yourself, and you'll figure it out. All right, just give your name. Like, if you want a business or something, go watch that video, and then dictate what kind of what kind of name for your business would be the most successful, and then go from there. All right. But that's it for this video, you guys. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. See y'all in the next one.